Arsenal are already in the transfer market for a striker and a defender, and today we have found out they already have their top targets, and both are in the Portuguese division. But before I tell you who these mystery players are, I'd like to just ask if you could smash the subscribe and like button. It really helps the channel out. So without further ado, let's begin. Player number 1 is Ivorian centre-back Diomande, who started his career at Olympique Sporto Abobo in Cote d'Ivoire. After excelling there, he moved to Michelin under 19s, where he played in the UEFA Youth League and was already showing great potential, playing comfortably at both right centre-back and left centre-back, offering plenty to his team's progressions. For the start of the 22-23 season, FC Michelin, a team where he never made his professional debut, loaned him to CD Mafra in the Portuguese second division, intending to accumulate valuable minutes for his development. However, Diamande's strong performances in the team attract the attention of some of the biggest clubs of today. Eventually, his loan spell was cut short and he was sold to Sporting and became the 7th most expensive sale in the Danish club's history. Currently, centre-backs are evaluated for their defensive and offensive attributes almost equally. In the era of short build-up versus high pressing, a centre-back who has a high resistance to pressure and sufficient passing range to break lines and progress is indispensable in Europe's top teams. Ousmane Dembélé has that potential. He's a player who can connect with teammates in different areas through different types of passing. He often tries to break the lines of pressure and is quick to spot players between the lines or with enough space to turn and make attacks more dynamic. But his specialty is long passes. One of the most differential factors of Diamande's long passes is the tension. This is what often makes the passes really effective. A pass that is too high slows down the dynamic of the play by the time it takes to fall, and this translates into more time for the opposing defender to intercept. However, passes with ideal power are much more complex to defend and give the potential receiver an advantage. The Sporting defender player can deliver such passes with both feet. Although he is right-footed, he has the dominance of his weaker leg to execute more comfortably when playing as left centre-back. Many in football have likened him to John Stones with the comfortability of being able to move into midfield and spread passes. When passing, Diamande shows good decision-making. He has very forward aggressive intentions when moving forward, so his first option is to often break the lines, but he also knows when the best option is to give routine passes or connect with wide teammates. In this way, he's a great fit in teams that are always looking to keep players open on the wing. And with Arsenal, we have Martinelli and Saka, so Diamande's quality here would make sense. Diamande is really confident with his passing ability, and this is evident in the team dynamic. The movements in the front line of the ball are quicker and more fluid. His teammates feel confident that they can receive in various different areas, as their centre-back looks really confident in what he does. With the emergence of Kai Havertz and his ability to collect the ball in the air, Diamande would be perfect for him. He'd be able to also spread to Gabriel Martinelli, as said before, with those lovely balls in behind, giving us a different type of attacking play. We've already seen William Saliba is really good with the ball at his feet, and with no disrespect to Gabriel, although I think he has been one of the best defenders in the world, having Diamande's quality on the ball would be so good against some opposition. We must also remember the amount of minutes William Saliba has played this season. It is an excessive amount, and one injury to him could ruin our whole season. So having Diamande, who's comfortable to cover for both Gabriel and Saliba, is essential. Look at Manchester City. They have Ake, Gvardiol, Diaz, Stones, Akanji, Walker can even play there. With Arsenal, we have considerably less options in that area of the pitch. Ousmane Diamande, like Saliba, has explosive initial bursts, allowing him to have the edge over his opponents when he comes out of his zone in order to anticipate or intercept passes. As is the case with many young centre-backs with similar characteristics, he prioritises anticipating rather than not turning his opponents, and this leads to him being beaten on several occasions. This sort of thing can be ironed out by Mikel Arteta, who has shown that he can develop young centre-backs. Diamande already has the ideal centre-back build, and with Arteta, I think he can go leaps and bounds. He is really said to be the next John Stones and can do that role where John Stones roams from the back into midfield, creating an overload. I think this would be a really smart signing. He is rumoured to cost around 70 million, but for a defender who's just 19, I think it's well worth it. And he's somebody Arsenal have been following for a very long time. Before I tell you the second player that Arsenal want in the striker position from the Portugal League, I'd like to make an announcement that I have started a Patreon. There is a link in my bio to join, and what you'll get is in-depth analysis, exclusive transfer news, exclusive Arsenal news in general, and especially match reviews, which are really good. So if you want to join in for £3, link in bio, I will definitely say it's worth it. Without further ado, let's move on to the next player, and it may be no surprises that is Viktor Gyökeres. Swedish international has been on Arsenal's books for a very long time, and I feel like he can be a really good addition to our squad. Apparently clubs have already gone to Portugal in order to negotiate with his agent, and Arsenal are one of those clubs. However, that fee is really hefty. £100 million for somebody who's only just had one good season in the Portugal's league isn't really lucrative, but I feel like after watching him, his box skills, his ball striking, his ability to hold the ball up is really good. But with Kai Havertz and how he's playing, I also think it would be a smart signing, because we wouldn't really expect him to be starting every single game. He can be eased in and there's not as much pressure on him to deliver straight away. And this is what we get by having a good squad, because there will be games when Kai Havertz potentially won't be starting, or maybe his play isn't best suited to it. Then you can have an £100 million man come off the bench or start that game and influence it. If you don't know about Viktor Gyökeres, he is 187 centimeters tall and weighs 190 pounds, and is a significant presence in the box and a physically imposing player for opponents to contain. He is more than just a goal scorer. At 25, he is a player who likes to make runs into the half spaces. When opponents overcommit when defending against him, he's shown excellent vision and passing range to pick out the key pass. One of his qualities is his ability to link up with teammates. With his size, he's a natural fit as a high target. He also has the pace and willingness to stretch the opposition's backline with runs in behind. If you didn't know, him and Diamonde are actually teammates at Sporting, and Gyökeres receives a lot of balls from Diamonde over the top, where he's had to deal with it by either taking it down and playing into a teammate, or running in behind and chasing it. And this is what the lovely thing is about Arteta. He wants a team with relationships. So by bringing over two players from the same team with a connection, it would allow them to settle in much better. One of the most important things and best traits about Gyökeres is that he's a problematic matchup for any opponent. He has the strength to battle with centre-backs and the pace to test them if they dare to play a high line. We also cannot ignore his output. With 43 goals and assists combined across all competitions in Portugal, that is a ridiculous return. It shows that he has the ability to provide raw goals and assists, and sometimes you need somebody who's an output machine, and Gyökeres can be that for us. We've seen Havertz has really turned it up in terms of his contribution with goals and assists, but adding another one, how's that going to hurt us? It's only going to make us stronger. So Gunners, I want to ask you guys, what do you think about these two signings? Are they the players we need to go to the next level, or do you think there's anybody else we need to sign? Me personally, I don't really think we need a centre forward, but Gyökeres would be a really good addition. As for Diamonde, I think he would be perfect, and someone Arteta can really turn into a top defender. Anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and don't forget my Patreon in my bio. If you're interested in that sort of article type Arsenal reviews and more written content, link in bio, go join. I guarantee it'll be worth it. Anyway, that's it for now. Peace.